um, back end of May, if I had given him my address or anything, because they send you out an email with a return envelope or return slip, and it had their address on it. So I called him Monday, and the technician is great. His name is Tim, and left a message. He called me back, and he said, "Yeah, we've got your address and all your information." And he says, "We've received it on June the 2nd." And I said, "Fine." And he said, it's in the tech repair queue or whatever they call it." I said, "Okay, no problem. That's totally fine." When I first talked with him, they were saying, 20 to 25 days, which is fine. I'm not in a hurry to get it back because I want him to do it right, so I don't have to send it off again. And that's one thing nice. I do have this as a backup, so that's not terrible. But I would expect maybe the end of the month, 1st of July.
Okay, that's not too bad. And if you don't mind me asking, because I missed it earlier, if you said it before, but what did you have to send it back for? Because I'm just curious, because I'm running the same radio. Love it so far. I've had no issues. But just my curiosity is piquing.
Well, it's really hard to explain. I ran it one evening, running fine. I mean, it's run 100 watts a couple of times just because I run barefoot, but most of the time I run the amplifier, so, it's running, 45 watts or something. And the next morning, I believe, I was getting ready to talk to a few on 20 meters, and I had the amp on. Well, you've got to kind of tune and load the amplifier. So you take the radio and put it over on RIDI and low power, and I'm trying to adjust the load, and I didn't see any output of my amplifier. So I'm looking around and kind of figure out what the heck is going on. And I couldn't get it to work, so I turned the amplifier off. I put the radio to 100% and 100 watts, and I didn't see any power coming out of the meter, even ALC or anything. So I just, okay, I'll do a reset. So we did a complete reset. That didn't work, and I said, let me call Yasu. And Tim, who I talked with, asked me to go to a few different things, some menus I never thought about, and I said, no, I'm not seeing any output power whatsoever. And he says, it could be that the finals went bad. I said, you mean they work, 1 second they work, the next they don't? He goes, yeah, that can happen. And I said, okay. So he says, we'll send you a return slip and mail it back to us, and we'll get it squared away.
Oh, perfect. And that's one thing. Yesu's customer service has always been great, at least for me. I know we're in challenging times now with support and employees, but that's a different topic. Good talking to you, Randy, and I don't want to hold you up any longer. I know you're out there trying to make some contacts and meet some new people. But again, thanks for picking me up. K0, red, white, and blue, November Golf 8 Yankee.
Hey, Neil, at this point, I'm just glad to make contacts. I didn't really know what to expect, if this was going to work or not. So, again, it's maybe 20 or 25 feet in the air, the dipole, and so I kind of bumped up the amplifier just a little bit to see if that might offset it. But altitude is still your friend on 40 meters. So, it is what it is. Between this and the issues with the internet, it's just going to be a great night. We're just going to have some fun. But hey, we're out. We're making contacts. Always nice to hear you, Neil. This makes number 3. We had back to back in April. I thought we had one in May. I'm trying to log every time, but that's okay. I've got you tonight. So I do appreciate you taking the time, my friend, to give us a call. Enjoyed talking with you. I really keep my fingers crossed that mine was an isolated issue. I hope you don't have any issues with yours, but like you said, they are very good with customer service if that's the case. So you and yours be safe and be well, man. Nice to hear you out there, Neil. I know we'll do it again. November Golf 8 Yankee, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, Neil. 7-3s.
Kilo Charlie 1, Papa Hotel Yankee.
Kilo Charlie 1, Papa Hotel Yankee. Well, he got in there really quick. Thank you for coming back. The name here is Randy again, the QTH, 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Go ahead.
Oh, man, this is Rick calling in from 40 miles or so west of Boston up in the rolling hill country. Kind of what you guys have down there in the Ozarks, over?
Yeah, go figure. You would be the longest contact so far this evening. We've only been out here for maybe about a half an hour or so. My internet is kind of timer kind of rolls back on me from time to time, but nice to hear you out there. Yeah, we try to get out here as often as we can. We had some weather last weekend that took our tower down and a couple of antennas, but we get a makeshift this morning to try to get on the air this evening, and here we are there. Go ahead.
I gotcha. Yeah, I was doing a little stuff, paperwork over on the computer, listening to those over with the other fellows, and got the wind issue. Yeah, boy, in Missouri, in Tornado Alley, I spent a lot of time in Indiana and Ohio, so I get the wind issue. Over.
Yeah, we've been at this property for 17 years, and we've had a few, blizzard wind conditions in the wintertime. Of course, the trees aren't near as heavy without the leaves on, so it was a barn burner. They didn't really say anything, tornadoes or anything on the ground, but it was certainly some straight line winds, and I expect the tower to move around a little bit, and it did, but then when the limb went, which is a good-sized limb, it just took the guy wire and the rest of the tower with it. But, all you can do is just kind of shake your head and say, all right, we'll build it back better and stronger, not necessarily faster, but we'll get her back, and we're waiting on some parts, and we'll get everything back together and get back on the air, hopefully as good as we were before there, Roger.
All right, copy. Yeah, there you go. See, it's good resiliency. You take your hits, take a few falls, but get your forward, stand back up, and know what to do, and put it all together, and that was awesome.
Yeah, you can, we may be down, but we're not going to be out. And I think that's just kind of how we are in amateur radio. We always deal with a little adversity from time to time, whether, it would be antennas or, dealing with RF or what have you, or power issues. And we always tend to find a way to get around it. And that's kind of what we did here. I mean, we were basically playing cleanup most of the week with all the limbs and everything else on the ground. But we did make a point to say, hey, we wanted to get an antenna in the air. So we did that, and that nice thing about dipoles, they're pretty simple, not a whole lot of thought into them, and it's still it feels like we're starting all over again. It's been so long since we've been on the air, but we're certainly glad we're back, and we are making some contacts tonight, so it's got a great night there. Go ahead.
On that, yeah. So I don't know if I gave you your signal, but you're a solid 5.7. Sometimes almost up to 5.9. Rising and falling, but you can log in 5.7.
Yeah, and you're about the same as well. There's a little noise on the band. We're it's still a little early in the evening. I would expect it to get a little better as time goes on. At least I like to think so. And we're going to give it a go. We've got a little bit of time this evening. As long as there's some stations out there, we'll see if we can make some contacts and kind of go from there. But it's nice to catch up with the ones in the past, and it's nice to make new contacts as well. So it's been kind of a win-win there. Go ahead.
Win-win indeed. Yeah, thanks, Randy. This has been great. Name is Rick. Romeo India Charlie Kilo, and calling in from West Central Mass, and hope to connect with you again. Actually.
No, I appreciate it very much, Rick. And I've got you pulled up here on the page. Nice thing about my logger, it gives me a world map, and I can actually zoom into your grid square as well, so we know right where it is. And then I've got the QRZ pull up as well. So makes it really simple to know where we're at. So you and yours, be safe and be well. Thank you for taking the time to give us a call this evening. And thank you for the Worcester, Boston area, however you want to put it, not longest contact so far this evening. So I'll say 7-3s, my friend. Come back anytime if you hear us out there. Kilo Charlie 1, Papa Hotel Yankee, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3s.
Far East is the Persian Gulf, but I have a hard time in the Midwest, so this is fantastic. I'm grateful to touch base with my friends out in the Midwest and some time in the Midwest there, grew up in Denver, on studies both in California but also in Indiana. Over.
Yeah, we certainly know that for sure. I'm hoping that the weather for any of us is not severe the rest of the year. If it's hot, that's just the way it is. But I'm hoping there's no more severe weather that I get to deal with or anybody else. So we hope it doesn't show its head around anytime soon. Hey, thanks for giving us a buzz. I just got a little notice here on the chat. My friend Alex just checked in. Severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, you better unplug. That's what I did. And I still took my stuff down. Hey, Rick, be careful, my friend. Have fun out there. Thank you so much for giving us a call. I'll say 7-3s. KC1, Papa Hotel, Yankee, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Take care.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Kilowatt Alpha 9, Victor Tango.
Okay, thank you, Rick. The Kilo Foxtrot station again. The Kilo Foxtrot station. Try it again, please.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Bravo Uniform Golf.
And 73.
Okay. The Kilo Foxtrot 0, Bug, Tracy. Hey, we've talked before. How you doing, brother?
Doing quite well. How are you, Randy?
Well, down but not out. Down but not out. Big storm weekend took big limb in my tower down. So we got a hex beam in pieces and no dipole until this morning. But we're down, but we're back on the air.
Wow, that's kind of tough. Sorry about that. But yeah, you're back up. You're about a 5.5, 5.7. So a little bit of noise. The way it is tonight.
Well, you know, I'll have to rethink putting a guy wire in any more trees I have, and the limb that the guy was in was probably a good 1.5 feet, maybe a little bigger than that, but it just couldn't handle the wind anymore, and when it went down, it just it just took the tower with it. We were on the back porch, kind of watching what was going on, and we watched it happen. And I sure wasn't going to jump out there and save it. It's just kind of one of those oh well things. And so we've been playing yard cleanup for a couple of days, and we decided some way or another we're going to get on the air this evening. So here we are.
Wow, that must have been quite a sight to watch that tower come down. It must have been scary. Wow. You are good to hear you back on the air, though. That's good. Like you said earlier, I heard you say most of us hams get knocked down and we don't get knocked out. So good to hear you back up and running. Anyway, I just want to pop in and say hi. I heard you, and I'm going to have to let you go. But best of luck to you, and hopefully the cleanup goes well. And you get your antennas back up where you had them, and hope everybody's safe and sound down there. So 73 for you, Randy. K0RWB KF0BUG.
Oh man, that's great. That's great. Hey man, thank you so much for giving me a buzz. Nice to hear you again. I think it was maybe the end of May or so about. But yeah, man, thanks for taking the time. I was kind of hesitant to know if I could even get out this evening. We've been fortunate. We've made a few contacts. So nice to hear you out again. And you know, anytime you hear us out there, by all means, give us a call back. I always like to get into Iowa. Matter of fact, got into Tama a little bit of a week ago, so that was a new one for me as well. Hey, Tracy, take care, my friend. Nice to hear you again. KF0BUG, K0RWB. Take care. And QRZ. Any other stations? Come with the call. I got just a partial India, Japan station. Try that again.
Kilo Delta 8, India, Japan.
Okay, got you that time. Kilo Delta 8, India, Japan. Well, good evening. Thanks for giving us a call. Again, the name here is Randy, and the QTH, we're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Go ahead.
It's nice to talk to you again, Randy. You're blasting in here. It's like you're sitting in the room with me. You're 5'9" into Michigan this evening. Name here is Amo Alpha Mike Echo Lima. Over.
Yeah, Amo, and I see that June the 2nd. Yeah, June the 2nd. Well, that's great. This has far exceeded my expectation tonight. I really thought we'd have a couple of contacts and be screaming just to try to get out. But I guess the old dipole will do its thing no matter what height we're at. But yeah, nice to hear you. A little noise, of course, on the band. It's been normal, but 5 and 8, 5 and 9 on the receive. Nice to hear that it's working. And first one tonight into Michigan there. Go ahead.
Well, thank you very much for the 5'8", 5'9". I'm going to just say 7 threes to you because you got quite a pile up of people wanting to talk to you this evening, Randy. So have a good evening, and thanks for being there. KD8IIJ.
Yeah, and Alex said hello as well on the live chat, so I thought that was pretty cool. It's a great community, no doubt about it. Hey, thanks again. Appreciate you taking the time, and wasn't even that long ago. So I'm hoping I have no other issues, and we can kind of keep this regular. So KD8, India, Juliet, K0RWB. Thanks again, my friend, 7-3s. Okay, QRZ, any other stations come with a call? Well, I got to answer that one. Loud and proud. My old friend Armando, Kilo Charlie 2 Echo Sunshine.
Hello, Randy. I'm so sorry to hear about your tower and the weather. We haven't spoken probably been at least 2 weeks, and I've been traveling a lot and a lot of projects, so I wasn't on the air. And I said, let me check on you. And then I see the weather took down my tower. We're back. So I was very happy to hear again. How you doing? Other than you're being affected by the wind there, over.
Well, I was beginning to wonder. You don't call, you don't write anymore, you don't text, you don't email. I said, I kind of see where this is going. I get it. No, it is what it is. Again, who knew? In 17 years of living here, I've never been through a storm quite like that. Even in the wintertime blizzards, we didn't have wind quite that bad. But yeah, it was interesting to say the least. So we've been spending the last couple of days clean up, chainsaw, that kind of thing. Luckily, we've got a little tractor with a loader that does help with a little bit. And I finally decided this morning, one way or the other, we're going to try to get a antenna in one of the trees so we could at least get on 40 meters tonight. So here we are.
Well, so great to hear you, Randy. Again, for all kinds of reasons, I have not been on the air that much, but I'm glad to connect with you. Is your tower repairable, or was it really mangled over?
No, the hex beam took the worst part of it, and we've got parts ordered for it. A couple of spreaders are shattered, of course. The one lower section has a little bit of a twist in it, and we're going to try to rectify that tomorrow. I think it'll probably be okay, and then we're going to have to kind of reconfigure the base. It actually moved the concrete base as well, so we're gonna expand it a little extra deeper rebar and just make a little bit bigger platform, and then we're gonna re-guy wire it. We're just not gonna guy wire it into any trees this time.
Okay, well, out of disasters come improvement. So it sounds like you've got a good plan between the foundation and the guy wires and everything else. But well, great to hear you, Randy. Great to hear you on the air tonight, and won't hold you. I know you've got a lot of other folks trying to work you, so glad to hear you. And I'll look out for you again. Kilowatt Zero, Romeo Whiskey Bravo, Kilo Charlie 2, Echo Sierra.
Hey, always a pleasure. Yeah, nice to hear you out there. I if I'd have had a little bit extra spare moment here and there, I probably would have called and told you myself. But now, as they say, now you know the whole story. So, again, down but not out. So I'm hoping it'll get better as the day goes on. So yeah, we'll get everything squared away. We'll get back on the air. We'll make it work, and hopefully we won't have any more issues. At least that's what we're hoping for. So always a pleasure. You know that. Nice to hear you out there, brother. And anytime, any place, you know that. Kilo Charlie 2 Echo Echo Sierra Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks, Armando 73.
73.
Okay, thanks again. QRZ. Any other station to come with the call?
Kilowatt Alpha 9 Victor Tango Lima.
Kilo Alpha 9 Victor Tango Lima. Right over top of everybody. Hey, Dennis, how are you this evening?
No, I'm doing great. That dipole, don't put them down. Don't ever doubt a dipole. It's what I've been running here for quite a while, and it works. You, depending on the band, you're going from S7 to sometimes up to 20 over 9. So never doubt a dipole.
Well, you know, that's been the primary antenna that's been on the tower. Only it's been a little bit higher elevation than what we've got up today. But yeah, I like the dipole. It's really kind of hard to beat them. You know, it's a pretty simple antenna, and it's just a matter of it's like anything else. Altitude's your friend, and this is about as far as we could throw a rope into another tree nearby. So, but it seems to be working. I didn't expect to have this much attention out there this evening, but hey, I'll take it. We've been out to the Boston area, and of course everything in between as well. So I'm glad to see at least we're making some contacts.
Oh yeah, you're doing great. No problem whatsoever. This dipole's only about 40 feet in the air, so it's like I just seem like I can work the DX with it. It's the right height. It still stays kind of omni, and it's one of those things that the only other thing I would probably go with would be a 2 element here on the band, and that one of these days is going to be the goal too. One day it's going to be 2 elements up here on 40, if you know what I mean. But yeah, how high up did you say it was?
I think it's around maybe 20-25 feet right now. The previous setup on the tower was about 38 foot. We've got a pulley system bar with pulleys on each side of the tower, and we had an 80-meter dipole on one side and the 40-meter on the other, and it was worked really well, I thought. But when everything went down, it it kind of took that out as well. But this is temporary. The other was temporary, so this is temporary. But again, it's working pretty good on receive because you've been anywhere from about 10 plus to almost 20 over.
Yeah, it's about what I'm seeing with you too. Is right now that transmission's 10 over 9 solid, so no problem. I would say you got a winner there, and probably leave her up for a good fallback antenna. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is the antenna that was on the tower. I do have another 40-meter dipole identical to it that we use portable. So it is one of the vehicles is not here right now. Otherwise, it'd be in the way really bad. At least the coax would. So it is temporary until we get replacement parts for the other antenna before we can actually put the tower back up in the air. But we're not the first one to have this kind of a issue, and I'm sure it won't be the last. And I guess we've dodged a bullet for quite a long time. I guess it was just our turn. It could have been a lot worse, in property damage. I mean, this stuff, and this is minor. We were never in any threat. At least it didn't appear so. But the outside equipment didn't fare so well. Neither did the tree. But that's just the way it goes. But yeah, again, we're on the air and it's working. I'm pretty happy.
Great. Yeah, I know. I had a lightning strike one time. It hit the antenna, and the old motorcycle CA-33 came down in pieces in molten parts of aluminum, and created a lot of havoc. But luckily, at that time, most of the station was old Heath kit, and it was I wouldn't say old at that time. It was new Heath kit gear, but it was more affordable to replace than a lot of
If this station would get hit, that would be a different story. But that stuff goes around. Sometimes a bad thunderstorm can come up and alter everything on you real quick. But hey, sounding good, no problem. So hey, we'll look for you here again on the band. I won't hold it too long. There's a lot of them after calling. I heard a lot of them underneath a lot of the guys here. So you are being heard. With that, I'll say 73 and let you wrap it up. W0RWB from K9VTL.
No, Dennis, always a pleasure. Again, we've got we're doing thing in tandem. We've got the makeshift antenna, the equipment's up and running, and we're having the makeshift. It's kind of working internet as well, so it makes the live stream tonight kind of interesting. It's already bumped me off once, so we've had to reboot. The live stream is currently running, so again, I don't know how long that's going to work either, but it's been an eventful last 4 or 5 days for everything. But hey, we've got a smile on our face, and we're on the air. There's no downside, I guess, at the moment. So thank you, Dennis. Always a pleasure to hear you out there. Again, that sounds really good in my receive. I hope that means the band is getting better as the night goes on. Kilo Alpha 9, Victor Tango Lima, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, sir. 73.
73.
Okay, take care. K0, RWB, QRZ. Any other stations? Come with your call.
Kilo 9, Kilo Romeo Alpha.
The Kilo 9 again, I'm sorry?
Kilo 9, Kilo Romeo Alpha. It's Kevin. What's up, Randy?
Oh, hey, Kevin. Yeah, I kind of missed it there. Got to check my keyboard, too. So what's happened up in Waukegan area?
Not a whole lot. I just wondered 100 watts. I didn't turn the amp on tonight. I was getting ready to go QRT, and I got your notification that you're on YouTube. So I figured I'd jump on and just give you a holler. I saw Alex on here earlier. I don't know if he's still on or not, but what's up, Alex? The voice of Cutler Bay. But I've been messing around with the radio all day long, so I think just getting ready to go QRT. I didn't do much with it today. I did buy I got a Stream Deck. Familiar with that. And I got it to control my radio. This thing is really slick. I can turn on and off my noise blinker, my noise reduction, my automatic noise filter with just the push of a button. I don't even have to be on the app or anything. You know, I got that Flex, right? So I'm running that SDR software. And I got buttons too where I can change bands just at the click of a button and stuff. So I've been spending all day getting that set up, but now that it's set up, it's working pretty well, Roger.
It does. 5.9 to 10 over, especially just on 100 watts, and it seems to be working. So you just wanted to call and rub it in and show off, is what you're saying.
No, I wouldn't do that to you. I see that you lost your tower and your beam. Yeah, what's it called? Oh, geez, I'm gonna know it as soon as I unkey here, and you tell me what it is. I'm just gonna lose it. Anyway, I'll send it back to you, Randy.
Well, I didn't lose it. It's still in the backyard. It's just in more pieces than it should be. It's a hex beam, by the way. So they're supposed to flop around in the wind, and it was doing quite well in the wind. It just a limb decided to drag everything down with it, and it didn't really have much of a choice at that point. But again, it could be a lot worse for everything in general. I mean, it could have affected the house and what have you, and it didn't. So, really, it's just kind of the minor part. And again, it's we're on the air. It's working. So I'm not going to complain. I mean, it won't do any good anyway. But we'll get replacement parts and we'll get it back in the air.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, you're 5.9 plus. You're 5.9 plus. I went to I just put a loop on the ground, a 60-foot wire on the ground through a balance, and I just built it a couple days ago, and so I switched over to that. And you still, because I got a bunch of QR Mary on the band here. The 40's always noisy. before sunset for me here up in this area. After sunset, it seems to quiet down a lot. So, but even on my receive-only antenna, you're still coming in here pretty strong. So whatever you threw up in that tree, that dipole you threw up there at 20 feet, it's still working well. So you're still loud and clear, and the Randy that we all know and love, Roger.
Well, I appreciate that. We did add a little extra wattage through the amplifier to hopefully maybe offset it without driving it too hard or at least making it sound bad. So we're a little bit closer to 800 than we usually try to keep it around 7. But I did notice here on the peaks it's coming up to around 800. So I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not. But yeah, it's like Dennis said, it's really hard to beat a dipole, and it really is. And I've been really happy with mine. It's the same antenna. I just took it off the tower and just threw a rope up into the tree as far as I could, and used some paracord to get it in the air, and of course hooked it up the best I could, and here we are. So I think they do tend to work quite well.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, it's working good. I think I'm gonna invest in a dipole, but I'm gonna do like an inverted or a sloper. I'm gonna install it as a sloper, not a true dipole. No, I'm gonna do an infed. I'm sorry, not a dipole. I'm doing an infed halfway. I'm gonna try that and see how that works for me. Just to give it a shot, see what happens, Roger.
Yeah, I think I've done inverted L's, I've done inverted V's. This is basically at an inverted V configuration currently, just to kind of get it in the air and get on the air with it. So propagation plays a lot of it as well. I really think the bands have gotten better as time goes on. At least I've been. Before all this last week, I noticed that the bands have been staying open longer, and that's good as well. So, getting on the air is always the key. Making contacts. I had a feeling if we could get on the air tonight, we'd be able to talk to some people in the past, like yourself and a few others, and that maybe there's some new contacts there as well. And nice that we were able to put this together, and the YouTube is still working. So we've got the trifecta, Kevin, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. I don't see a part 2, part 3, part 4. I mean, you've been. As soon as you said that, your YouTube started to buffer. Just as soon as you said that. So don't talk it off, Roger.
Oh, I know. No, it bumped me off about 5 or 6 minutes in. And I did something different. I've got the router sitting right here next to me, so when I see it start to go down or it stops, I just turn it off and turn it back on real quick, and hopefully I can catch it before YouTube locks me off. But it's not running in the bandwidth we'd like. But again, that's just what we're dealing with, and that's why they call it amateur radio, and that's what the setup here is, amateur as well. We try to do the best we can, but a lot of the stuff's out of our control. But I think people understand that, and they kind of work with it just like we do.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, Randy, well, I'm going to let you go and make some more contacts. I'm going to go grab some dinner. It's about that time. It's 8 already. Boy, where does the day go when you're having so much fun? All right, Randy, we'll talk to you. Stay safe, and we'll catch you down the log there, buddy.
Hey, always a pleasure, Kevin. Thank you. And, I don't think you're going to run any power anymore if you're going to be like that, 5'9" and 10 over. So always nice to hear you out there. I'm glad you took the time to do that. Yeah, get you something to eat there. I know you've talked before. We've had conversations before and you haven't eaten. So, gosh, don't let me get in the way of missing a meal for sure. Be safe and be well, like usual. K9KRA, K0RWB. Thanks again, Kevin. 7-3.
Roger. K0RWB, K9KRA, I'm QRC.
All right, take care. K0RWB, Randy in Kansas City, QRZ. Anybody else out there? Come with your call.
Kilo Charlie 8, Lima Alpha.
Kilo Charlie 8, Lima Alpha. Good evening. Nice to hear you out there, Glenn. How are you this evening?
All pretty good, Randy. Heard you on. Thought I'd say hi. I'm back at the home QTH now in West Milton, just north of Dayton.
So you've been out and about, and so you came home for a recharge. Is that about right?
Yeah, pretty much. The last time I talked to you, I was in Mackinac City, Michigan. So I thought I'd see how we do from the home QTH here. Same radio, same antenna, but just hooked up here at the house.
Well, it's still 5.9 in the receive here. We're on a little different antenna here this evening. With the original antenna just in a different location and about 15 feet lower than it was before. But so no matter, it's still working there, Roger.
Well, it sounds good here. I don't know how far we are. We're just straight down 70, I guess, to your house to mine. And like I said, heard you in there, thought I'd say hi and see how everything's been going. Yeah, been all over the last few weeks, and thought we'd come back for a little recharge. Probably won't be going out till early fall again, so if you're still running around, we'll see what we can do to make some contacts with you.
Oh yeah, that's the plan anyway. Well, we were out over Memorial Day weekend. We did a little shakedown tour with the new camper, and we operated portable for about 4 days, which was really kind of cool. The camper we purchased has a bunkhouse, a bunk room in the back of the camper, and the two beds actually are on a cable system, so you can actually move them up out of the way. Had a table back there. Of course, you got windows, has its own little door, so we were able to run coax out. Had tables sit there. We had everything hooked up. I could see one of the antennas and the other one's up in a tree, and we operated like that for 4 days, and it worked out real well. Kind of reminded me of you, actually. I was thinking of you when we were out running that, so it was kind of cool. And then, unfortunately, last weekend we had some bad weather that came through. We had some straight line winds, a little over 100 miles an hour, so what the weatherman told us. And I've got two of my guy wires on my tower are in separate trees. And the wind was so bad it took one of the limbs down. It took the guy wire with it, which also took down the tower. So the hex beam is in pieces, and the tower got bent a little bit. So we've been spending the last couple of days chainsaw getting the place cleaned back up. Took the dipole off the side of the tower and threw it up in a tree this evening, or this morning actually, and because we wanted to get on the air after being off the air for so long.
To you there. That's always bad. I've had a couple of antennas taken down by tree limbs, and we had a tornado back 2 years ago on Memorial Day, go about half a mile from the house, so we had some damage from that, but not a whole lot, but yeah, I know how those things can be. Sounds like the camper we're planning on buying here in a couple of years. We're looking to get one with the bunkhouse in the back. That's where the radio room's going to be, and slide out living room so make it bigger. Sounds like the one we're looking at.
Yeah, we were very fortunate to find it. It's not too big. It doesn't weigh too much. We had travel trailers in the past, and we wanted to get back out and do some camping here the next. Since we'd like to think that COVID is kind of on the downside. And it kind of fell in place. We weren't really looking for that bunk room per se, but the more we looked at it, the more I thought about it. So like you said, and I kind of got the wife sold on, well, you don't have to hear me in the living room kind of thing. So yeah, it worked out real well. It had its own door, of course, and had plenty of outlets in the back, so we could put in a charger if we wanted to. We run everything off a battery, but we were able to charge up our batteries afterwards, and it really worked out quite well for us. And you do lose some space for that, but if we do have guests that do happen to show up, there's at least 2 beds that could be used as well. So I think all in all, it worked out real well with us, and looking forward to go out and with it again. There, go ahead.
Well, we've got an older 32-footer, Class C, right now, and we're planning on moving into it when we retire. So really just a little extra space and sleeping space because we haul the grandkids out and want to have plenty of room for them and stuff. So we're kind of looking into that, and
it's still 32 foot, but it gives you a whole lot of extra space. And, you know, she can be up front, and I can be in the back, and we don't have to see each other if we don't. You know what I mean? But we get along fairly well, so we should have a lot of fun. So you may hear us from just about anywhere.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about it. Then you know you can set up in a small amount of time, especially if you've got the equipment sitting back there. You know, put up, get a antenna set up outside and what have you, and you're on the air, and wherever you are, you're on the air. That's kind of a cool deal. So we're kind of looking at that as well. The wife is still working, but we're hoping that we can get a little bit more time, especially this summer and fall, to get out and do some camping. And of course, we'll take the equipment with us as well. Always enjoy portable work. You know, it's a little bit of have a hassle. It's a lot of work, of course, but it's also a lot of fun. So we'll continue doing it, because the more you do it, the more you get it streamlined. There's things you can do, and that can speed the process up versus the first time out. So we'll see how it goes. Glenn, nice to hear you, my friend. Appreciate it, and I'm glad you're back at the home. QTH got back well. Sound good here in the receive. Probably sound better if I had the original setup, but it is what we've got tonight. So we'll improve upon it as time goes on. But yeah, always nice to hear you out there. You and yours take care, and you know, as always, you hear us out there, give us a call, and we'll pick it up right where we left off. Kilo Charlie 8 Lima Alpha, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, Glenn. Take care.
All right, Randy. I just, like I said, wanted to say hi. So we'll catch you again further on down the line. K0RWB KCHLA 783, Randy.
You bet. Take care, Glenn. K0RWB QRZ. Any other stations come with your call. Yeah, we try one more time. K0RWB, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City. QRZ, any other stations, come with your call sign. Done, worn it out. Try one more time. K0RWB, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo in Kansas City. QRZ, any other stations, come with your call.
Kilo Charlie 0, Quebec, November Bravo.
Kilo Charlie 0, Quebec, November Bravo. Ryan, good evening. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. I've been sitting here listening to you talking to people, and I didn't think I'd have a chance, but I guess I got my chance, over.
You know what? There's always a chance, especially when I'm around. That's what we live for. We live for chances there, Roger.
I've been listening to your antenna follies, and I started thinking about my field day antenna. I need to get another guiding wing for it, but I don't think I have time to get one.
Yeah, you know, it's. I guess I've dodged a bullet for a lot of years, and I guess it was just my turn. You know, if that's all it was, considering what the storm could have done, I'm not going to complain. Well, I'm not complaining anyway. It is what it is, and we'll build it back better and stronger, not faster, but we'll get it back better and stronger. I'm on the air tonight, and I've made a whole lot more contacts than I ever thought I would. And again, new one, first time into Nebraska. Of one place I don't get into very often, so thanks a lot for the contact.
Well, I'm glad I can help you out there. I'm going to be heading out to the Nebraska Panhandle for field day, and I have a trailer with a flatbed on it. I'm going to set up the mast on, and then I'm going to put my G5RV on that mast.
Oh, very cool. So where are you going out? Are you going out in Bridgeport, Scott Bluff area, or where are you going to be going? Okay, fine, but that'd be great. Yeah, great. A little more distance between us, maybe I'd have a better chance of getting in there. I know there's a lot of operators in Nebraska, and I think it's just probably timing on my part. But you know, and I got into Lincoln a little over a week ago, and that really surprised me. You know, that's rather short, but Lincoln to basically Kansas City. But you know, again, when the bands are open, I guess it doesn't really matter. A straight line, it's showing in my logger about 291 miles to your location, so that's pretty short. But we've been out to Boston tonight as well, so the band is it seems to be open and short there. Ryan, go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. Here a couple weeks ago, know how that was possible. And in the same, about the day before, I talked to a guy in Cheyenne, which is about the same distance away from me. And that was kind of surprising too, over.
You know, you can just never tell where you're going to end up. I mean, it's almost it's like Christmas every day. It's like anything else. You call CQ, you never know who's going to end up on the other end. And places you think you'd never get into are almost slam dunks, and places where you shouldn't or you just can't. And again, I've given up trying to figure it out. I'm just taking it as it comes. And I'm grateful for every contact I get. Yeah, I certainly get it. No problem, but I do appreciate you taking the time here to give us a call. Nice to have you in the log for the first time, at least that's what I'm showing in my log. So good luck on the field day. Hopefully we're out and about as well, and we get a chance to hear you. It should be it'd be kind of cool. I'd like to see if we can't get a chance to connect. The area a little bit from our time that we lived in Colorado. We were up in that area with some friends in years past, and kind of know the area. So it should be fun. Hopefully it goes well for you. Hey, we'll stay 7-3s. You and yours be safe and be well. Enjoy what's left of the evening and what's left of the week. And if you hear us out here again, by all means, give us a call, and we'll just kind of see what's going on at that time. So we'll say 7-3s for now. Kilo Charlie 0, Quebec November Bravo, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, sir. 7-3s. Okay, K0 RWB, QRZ, any other stations come with your call? Yeah, we tried again. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, K0 RWB, Randy in Kansas City, QRZ, any other stations come with your call? There was a station I just heard in the distance ending in Bravo. Try it again if you would, please. I got the Whiskey 8. Let's keep going. Yeah, I should have known that, shouldn't I, Jacob? Whiskey 8. Mike Tango Bravo. Old boy's back there on his mountain bike again. Hey, what's going on this evening?
Oh, not much. I was just turning around the beam here, trying to make a few contacts in there.
Well, that's great. Hey, thanks for coming back here. Nice to hear you again. Nice. I hope things are going well for you. I don't know if you've got a heat wave up there. We certainly got one down here, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. Yeah, not a heat wave up here. We had ours last week. It was pretty hot here last week, but this week it cooled down a little bit, and it's probably about 75, 80 over.
Oh, really? Is it any activity? Was it working out pretty well? What happened, Jacob? Did we lose you?
Yeah, you faded out there for a second there. Not bad.
Well, I guess I got to recharge my batteries or something. Or maybe that's just the way the band is. It's hard telling. Yeah, 1 second you're booming in there, and then I can still pull you out. But yeah, it's. I guess it's just the way the band is operating tonight, there, Roger.
Yeah, you're now at a steady 5.8.
Well, that's better than 5.5, so I'll take the 5.8 all day long. Well, you were saying something about 75 and 80 meters.
No, I was saying that the temperature here was about highs of 75, maybe 80, so it's cold off. Last week we had our heat wave. It was getting up to 90, 95, even a little higher than that, but this week it's cooled down a little bit.
Well, I'm hoping we get that. They're looking at 98 tomorrow, and I think 100 on Friday, and then I think Monday mid 70s. I didn't anticipate it showing up quite so quick. a couple of weeks ago, well, actually Memorial Day weekend, we had one day a high of 52, and I wasn't wishing for warm weather. I was hoping it would be a little bit more stable, and look what happened. It just progressively gotten a little hotter each day, and of course, you add the humidity in it. Oh, it makes it a joy to be outside. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. If it stays 75, 78 degrees every day, I'd be okay with that. But, it's the same as amateur radio. I don't really have a say in where the temperature goes or where the signal goes. So I guess I just get used to what we get.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Alrighty, well, I'm going to keep moving here. I'm going to catch a net that I was planning to catch, but I heard you out there, so I wanted to say hi.
No, Jacob, I appreciate it. I think we've talked a couple of times in the past. And always nice to hear you out there. Again, contacts is a thing, and and I'll take as many as they come. And I like talking to people we've talked before. So always nice to hear you out there. I'm glad you took the time. Thank you for taking the time to come back, and appreciate you giving us a call. And I know we'll have a chance to talk many more times yet to come as well. So 7-3, enjoy your night, my friend. Nice to hear you out there. Whiskey 8, Mike Tango Bravo, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, Jacob.
Radio Whiskey Bravo, Whiskey 8, Mike Tango Bravo, 7-3.
All right, thank you, Jake. Take care. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. One more time. Any other calls? K0RWB, QRZ.
Whiskey 0, Bravo, November, Charlie.
Whiskey 0, Bravo, November, Charlie. Know that one. Hey, I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to say Bob.
I was wondering if you'd come back with something about that. How you doing, Randy?
I caught myself. I'm better than some, worse than others. We're on if you haven't been copying the mail, we're on a different antenna because the other one went down with the tower over the weekend.
I was going to ask you, what happened with that?
We had some storms that came through Saturday afternoon. We had some straight line winds over 100 is what the weatherman was saying. And I've got 2 guy wires that are each in a different tree, and one of the guy wires was onto one of the big limbs. I mean, it's got to be a good 1.5 or maybe 2 foot limb, so it's a big one. But it just couldn't take it anymore, so the limb went, and when the limb went, it decided to drag the tower with it. So it kind of impaled the hex beam into the backyard. It kind of bent the lower section of the tower a little bit. And, of course, then it took the dipole down. So we've been spending the last several days with the chainsaw and the tractor and loader playing cleanup. And I finally said this morning I'm going to try to get on the air tonight. So I threw a rope into another tree as high as I could, and I strung up the dipole, and here we are.
Well, that's a bummer to hear about that. Sorry about that, but the dipole's working good. I've got a lot of static crashes here. I probably shouldn't even be plugged in, but you're 5859. You're coming through nice and loud and clear.
Well, I think this is about 25 foot. It's the same dipole. It's in an inverted V at the moment, but you know what I'm talking about. So we're a little bit lower height than we were off the tower, and it's got a little stuff in the way. But we turned up the amplifier just a little bit, so we're probably closer to 800 watts, when we generally keep it around 7. I don't know if that's going to make a whole lot of difference, but we've been fairly successful making contacts tonight, a little more than I thought we would, but nice to hear, some reoccurring stations again, and we've made a couple of contacts with some new ones as well. So, again, we're back on the air. We're down, but we're not out.